Enough of that.
So, all right, we're all ready to go.
Let's fucking do it, bro.
All right, let's hit that stopwatch. So, yeah, it's nice to have us all back together again, guys.
Yeah.
So, let's get into it. Another episode of Shit Talking. Maeve, can you cue the intro music, please?
Bang.
Bang.
Come on, Maeve.
I've never
Give
done it
us
before. Why would I
something.
start now?
All right, you ready? Go.
Broadcasting from the heart of Ireland, this is the Lift Éire podcast, the voice of Irish strength sports, with your hosts Ian Benson, Maeve Mannion, Jack Kenny, and Alex Cremens.
And welcome back to the Lift Éire podcast. I am one of your hosts, Ian Benson. Joining me today is the wonderful and glorious Jack Kenny, the small, spicy, scrappy-do Alex Cremens, and, of course, the glorious, intelligent Maeve Mannion. How are you, Maeve?
I'm good. How are you?
Guys, welcome back to the podcast. It's been a couple of weeks since we were all back together. So coming up today, we're going to be chatting over quite a few competitions that come up. We're going to be covering Masters Euros. I think we had some weightlifting competitions, Ultra Strongest Man, which unfortunately was not me in the end. And any upcoming comps. And we'll also be covering some of your questions and some things that we wish we knew before we started powerlifting. Before we get into it, guys, welcome back. Any scale? Any crack with anyone? How's everyone's training going? Everyone's always got news, but we're spending too long talking about our news before we get into it.
Beforehand, yeah.
So, what about yourself, Alex? You're the closest one to comp at the moment. Training's going well. Larson press PB, for what it's
Yeah.
worth. That's listen. All PBs matter.
Thanks, bro. Yeah. Yes. Secondary day bench is going good on you.
At least something bench is going well.
Yeah. No, training's going good. I'm happy with it. Surprisingly.
Still locked in,
Locked in.
no matter how hard I try to convince you to come for pints this Sunday.
Nah. It's not
Not even a few zeros.
I'll come out to celebrate Jamie. Do you know what I mean? I know. I'll be there in spirit. It'll be 10. 0 zeros. Good laugh with the boys.
Yeah, he'd be having 0 zeros.
I'm locked in.
He's locked in. I'm not going. Yeah, we're going for a lock in.
Yeah. At least like we can try and like portray that I'm locked in and here at least.
Yeah, no. We're gonna pull up some of Alex's training videos now. I promised him I wouldn't. No.
Fuck's sake.
You're gonna out
There we
me
go.
on the hard.
How long are we in? 2 minutes?
I said I wouldn't cough on today's podcast. I lied. What about yourself, Maeve?
What about me?
Any news?
No news. No.
None.
Oh my god, that was so
Are
funny.
we sure?
No, training's going really well.
Skipped
yeah.
Yeah, she did. Was it 160, 165 for a set of 4?
160 for a set of 4 on squats, yeah.
Yeah, that was a massive PB.
No, I was sure the most I'd taken 160 for before was a double about a year ago.
No,
in the middle of
geez, wow.
peak. And I've done it in wraps for a set of 3.
Nice.
Like, I think it was Tracy and someone else sent me a message afterwards to be like, we were all looking for the wraps. I'm like,
No, didn't
no
need
wraps
him.
here.
Didn't
There you
need
go.
him. Didn't
Yeah.
need him. No, it was class. I think it was an excellent. Did you get the last couple of weeks after you had your epiphany? What was it? 2 eps ago?
No, 1. It was literally a week ago. I decided to stop cutting weight.
I think it was last week.
Yeah. No, it was 2 weeks ago.
No, it was 2 weeks ago.
I've
'cause you
been
were
here in
chatting
2
to
weeks.
Alex was here.
Yeah.
No, but you wouldn't let me talk about it then. So yeah, it was 2 weeks ago.
Pretty sure we have like a
No,
whole
we did.
recording
It
of
just
you
wasn't on the
talking about it.
podcast.
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't on the podcast. You were like, save it for the
Save
pod.
it for the pod. You actually did.
So I had to save it for the following week.
So here we are. It worked.
Yeah.
There you go.
DM
Calories
coaching.
work. Calories work.
No, it was good.
Yeah, no, it was excellent. Any other news, Mav?
I'm fair sore from it, if that's any.
Still
That's nice.
Still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
got dams.
Am I supposed to have any other news?
Any dates?
Yeah.
There we go.
We're here for the Tinder files.
This is
No.
what
Did
we.
you go to
that's
any
what
more
we're here
cinema
for.
dates?
No.
Come on, surely something.
Come
like-
on.
Okay, so I was. No, I
Yes.
don't actually have news, but I was like
story
scrolling on
first.
Tinder last night, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can't. You don't really scroll on Tinder, like you swipe. So I was swiping,
I wouldn't know.
and
I'm proud of you.
are you going to listen to me?
Yeah.
or-
Sorry.
Fair. Okay, so this is like really fucking weird. Like, this is what you're up against. This is why I think I'll just stay single forever and ever and ever. Like, so for context, their profile picture is some kind of like a sheepdog or a fox or like something.
I'd say it's a fox. Yeah.
I'm not really sure. I'm not
Sheepdog.
gonna like.
But it's like the silhouette of a fox.
Yeah.
It's
Silhouette
not
of a
even
fox.
a picture of a fox.
And they're so like I think this must have been. Never mind. This was Hinge. It wasn't Tinder. Anyway, besides the point. My greatest strength. I won't try and turn casual into more because I'm in a relationship already. Don't worry. She knows I'm on there.
Fair enough.
All right.
This is what you're up against. Like it's. Honestly, it's horror.
What colour
Like,
is that fox? Not silver, is it?
It ain't you, don't worry. It ain't.
No, I know it's not. It better not be me. I get killed.
Like, how is anyone supposed to live, laugh, love in these conditions?
I don't know the answer for you, mate.
Like,
That's some middle-aged mom shit there.
it's terrifying.
So, I mean, some people might be into that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
cool,
mean, they
but
are.
I'm not.
How'd you know?
Jack, how are you?
Anyway, moving on.
Come on.
I thought
Jack,
she, like,
your
went home
train
and
is going
screamed at him.
decent anyway.
Yeah, my train's going pretty all right. On a more positive note, finished the block last week. Doubled 305, bench 200, pulled 350. Yeah. Like in terms of deadlift, I think my best deadlift ever in training is 355. So I'm getting pretty close back up to those numbers. I was pretty tired last week, but I felt like if I was fresh, I definitely could have pulled like 355 again.
Yeah, it was actually really silly to see.
Yeah, it was solid.
And as well, like I'm less than 8 weeks out now, and like the last time or two I pulled that heavy weight, like I was a lot closer. to that.
yeah, way closer. Yeah.
So pretty happy with that as well. With bench, like that's just coming back, that's just tipping away.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna let that do its thing. And with squats as well, I haven't taken like top sets with like 300 kilos plus for reps. Maybe like one time before, maybe twice. So pretty happy with that as well. And then on Sunday as well, I was out in Galway in Spittle and I lifted natural stone.
Yeah,
There
saying
you go.
that was
So that's
class.
pretty
How
cool.
much did that weigh?
So I was chatting to David Keown the day before,
Class.
and he said it's roughly 170 kilos.
Fuck.
Yeah, I didn't look it when you picked it up.
Yeah,
No.
yeah.
Yeah, no, like don't get me wrong, like it's a big stone because like the map that you gave me, Ian, we have a map. It's just a map of stones in like America, Iceland, Scotland, just of a lot of countries, and there's a good few of them documented here in Ireland. Now I think the map is like maybe 2 years old, so there's been a few more stones that have been found since.
Yeah.
But I noticed that there was one in Galway, and I'm up there a fair bit because my missus is from Galway. And we were out on Saturday night, and we had nothing to do the following day, so it just kind of popped in my head that I'd go out and just see what the story is with it. So I text David on Saturday night just to see had he been out there and did he know the kind of crack. And he gave me the two people's name. It's Michael Tim and his wife Sally, and he just said it's just by his front door. He's been lifting it since he was a young fella. Just go out, knock on the door, and just ask him, can you have a crack off it? So I said, cool. Went out to the house, and it's on the main road. If you're heading into Spittle, it's on the right hand side. It's like a big B&B, and he wasn't there. But I knocked on the door. His wife Sally answered. We were chatting away, and I was like, "Listen, I have a funny one. You have a stone by your front door. Do you mind if I just have a
just pick it up?
have a look at it?" And she was like, "Yeah, of course you can." Like she was a lovely lady.
She
you know.
obviously knew, like, because people
of
obviously
course.
come to their door.
Well, see, that's the thing, because she said, because your man Michael found it 40 years ago. He found it down by the beach, picked it up.
Carried it on. What?
Well, I thought he carried it home, but it's so funny because it's like dogs with sticks. It's just guys with stones. He picked the stone up, and then the following day went back down with a dumper and got it, and then just brought it home.
Class.
And it's been there for the last nearly 40 years. But she said since then, like people have come from all over the world to lift it. People have come from America, all over Europe, to just come to his house.
sick.
Just to
Handy
lift
old bit of tourism. There's
Yeah.
like, we're just
I
gonna
wonder,
class-
did they have
clock
the
this
B&B before or after he found this stone?
it. Yeah, I wonder actually. But sadly, he wasn't there. I would have loved to have seen him.
Yeah, you'd imagine
I
he's a
guess
fair
just-
size of a man.
Yeah.
I would
that's what I was
imagine he'd be a
thinking as
fair
well.
hardy bloke.
Yeah.
Because I asked her like what he even did for work, and back in the day he was a builder. So
Yeah.
I guess that kind of
Yeah.
led to that he was just like a strong fella. And yeah, she said like in the last few years that like more and more people have came. And I said it's funny because like the kind of culture is starting to be
it's really like-
revived.
Yeah,
It's
man.
itching for everyone.
Yeah, it's class.
And I just lifted it up. I got the wind under it, and I just wanted to gauge the weight. And it's funny because in the video, like I dubbed a song over it, but like my girlfriend Leisha is like filming it, and after I break it off the floor, she's like, "Okay, you've lifted
You've
it.
done it.
Put it down, relax." And then beside me is Sally. She's standing in the doorway and she's like, go on, go more, go more. And I'm like, give me 1 second. And I get on its end and then I just hug it and I kind of stand up and she's just there giving me a thumbs up. She's like, well done, well done, well done.
You're a great boy.
And,
You actually made it look pretty handy.
Yeah, because I actually was surprised because like I only had a pair of shorts and a pair of jeans and like I figured with the stone I was going to have to wear pants. And like I feel like they were a little bit in the way, but I thought I was going to blow the arse right out of my jeans. I figured I was, but I thought like I've come this far, I'm not going to stop because of that. Like I'm just going to give Sally a show. Like
I'll be the one she never forgets.
I'll be one of the guys
Poor
that she
Sally,
remembers.
like, who said she wanted a fucking show?
Well, if she wanted it or not, they'll be going to get it.
You put a stone outside your house. What you
Yeah,
expect?
100%.
But it was funny because when we pulled up to the house, like we didn't know for sure that it was it. But then as I turned the corner, like I could see the stone by the front door, and this thing is massive.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure we're at the right house. And yeah, got it up. I don't know how many people have been there. I'd love to go back someday and actually chat to Michael, but just happy to have gotten one. And then like since then, I found that there's an actual one really, really close to us. There's one. I was listening to a podcast yesterday, and there was one that was lifted by a guy called John Coffey 200 years ago. And he's actually from Abington, out by
Maru,
Maru, and he apparently used to live one by the by Clare Bridge, out by the Clare Glens Forest. And Andy Downs and David Keown found it last year.
Yeah.
It was in a river for like about 150 years.
Oh, wow.
I think I seen the video on Andy Downs.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah.
So I think that's about 182 or 183 kilos.
Fuck.
So we might go out someday and give that a
I'll
crack.
go give it a go this weekend.
Yeah, no,
go on Saturday.
literally, because
I'll go watch.
but like when the lads found it, like there's only a handful of them lads that have lifted it. So there's only 5 or 6 fellas who've lifted it in 150 or 200 years, and only 2 of the lads got it to their lap.
Yeah.
So I mean, so we could
Has to
be
be done.
3 and 4.
Well, I mean, I'll certainly hold your camera, bro.
Strongest cameraman in the West.
I couldn't get 145 kilo Atlas stone off the floor the other day, so never mind 180 kilo.
But at least with some of the stones, like some of them have like shapes and edges, but with an Atlas stone, it's spherical. Like, it's hard to grip. So
It's and I'm very small. Just trying to get my arms don't make it all the way around the stone. I'm like midway through the stone.
yeah.
I'll go out with you this weekend if you want to do it.
Oh no, definitely. I'll definitely.
I'll give it my best effort, and I'm having to pull out of another competition.
And bicep is gone.
That's 2 gone. But you want to balance things out.
True.
I'll just get to pull strap deadlifts forever more than. At least then I have an excuse.
True, 100%.
I need an excuse to be retiring anyway. Because I'm bored. I'm like that dog. You know, you come over, you see someone's dog, and you're like, hey, how's he doing? And you know he's rough. And you're like, he's cute. I'm that dog.
Oh, Sparky over there.
You
Yeah.
go over and pet him and he wets himself.
He's half blind and deaf.
It's like, yeah, he's doing better than ever. Just had him at the vets. Full health check. That dog needs to go to sleep. That's me. That's me in powerlifting.
I mean, I was going to say you had a decent weekend, like, but you know.
I thought your camp genuinely actually went well. I know obviously the stones didn't go your way, but besides that, though.
Let's we'll touch on this week. Can we please? Right. So
I know where he's going to.
Let me just stretch here. Fuck you. So, in the whole lead up to this competition, Benson's been talking absolute smack. So he's after making this competition in his own head between me and him. What was it about? Who's gonna
Get the most podiums
Get
this
the
year.
most podiums this year. Bear in mind now, I'm only doing 3 comps this year, and he's gonna do about 17. He'll pull out of 16 of them, but he'll sign up for 17.
So I've done one.
Yeah, he's done one talking shit this whole week, right? Oh, I have this strongman coming up. I'm 100% going to podium because it's a novice comp. I have this in the bag, easy. I'll text him over the weekend. Well, so how'd you get on? What'd you say? He goes, yes, it turns out a novice comp just means the boys who haven't done a pro comp before. So,
I actually can't believe that.
everyone was actually class. He was like, where'd you come? 8 out of 10. And I was like, the fucking joy that gave me.
I
that morning
got
when
a
saw that
podium for
message.
last 3.
Hey,
Does that count? Are we counting that?
I don't know. I'm just going. It's a reverse podium. I'm first of last.
you're the 7th best loser.
Yeah, I'm excited for the end of the year. We'll tally up at the end of the year on the podcast. Let's see.
Listen, my life podium. I'm winning. Yeah.
Oh God.
Like it's the podium. I'm manifesting podiums of life. That's what I meant, Alex. Like, but yeah, so I did. But we had an imaginary wager in my mind of nothingness. There's nothing.
Pretty
on
much,
the
yeah.
line.
As always.
As always, we have nothing to give. I have like microphones, and I've already given him one. So, yeah, we went to the comp. It was Ulster's strongest novice, or Ireland's strongest novice, and Ulster's strongest man were going to run side by side. In my mind, because this is the first time I was going into ultimates, I didn't know a whole pile about it, like outside of, other than being like a spectator of it. I thought it was going to be two groups, like Division 1, Division 2, Ab Series type of deal. And I was like, all right, cool, that's be interesting. I said, I'm obviously going to do the novice one because I'm a novice. It's my second comp ever. And I think I'm going to do pretty well because like my pull and my press should be pretty up there.
Yeah.
Turn up. There's no deadlift. It was changed to a hold. So in the lead up, I was saying, Jack, to you last week, it had gone from a car deadlift that I had the frame built for, then it was going to be a deadlift bar, 270 or 280 for reps. And I was like, okay, I can deal with that. Then it was going to be a car frame deadlift hold. And then we arrived and I was like, there's no cars on frames. But they do see these two gas bottles. These two cylinder gas
It was like a farmer's walk hold.
yeah, pretty much. So it was like 150 kilo per cylinder. So you just, whoever could stand up and hold it for the longest. I was like, all right, cool. This is not that tiring. You would hope. But I was like, all right, grand, but that's going to cost me some points here because I'm good at one lift. So that was grand. Then we sit down and he does the athlete briefing and it's Glenn Rossiter and he's like, so it was leading into the camp. I was told it was going to be top 6 qualified for Ireland's Strongest Man, top 6 from Ulster Strongest Man, and the winner of Ireland's Strongest Novice. So I was like, I'm hoping to come top 3. I would be confident if there's a novice comp that I should be able to hold my own, in my mind anyway. And then it turned out that novice meant that, you hadn't won one of the ultimates before, that you weren't like at the pro level. Now, bearing in mind, Gavin McNamee came second at the novice. Gavin McNamee is the under-90 2023 world champion. I'm like,
Right.
Matthew McKeegan was there. I think he's like 105 European champion, or at least European podium. Some of the other boys that were there have competed multiple times. They're the strongest man and qualified for. I was like, I was the smallest guy there by like a significant margin height-wise. I was like, I was like, all right, cool. So, I mean, overall, I performed better than I thought I was going to, regardless of whether it was going to be novice or
100%.
that. So I was like, that went well.
The placings were a bit different.
Yeah, the placings were like totally different. They were like in the reverse of what I thought they were going to be. So, but the events went better. So I did better in the duck walk than I thought I was going to do, because you were here the day I took the 200.
Man. Yeah, it was good.
Were you here that day as well?
Don't think so.
Oh, you
Squat
should
man
have
was
been.
here.
You should have been.
I passed away, man.
This fiend nearly done a somersault.
Like,
I heard about this, I think Scotland was telling me.
that ended. It cooked my session. I warmed up, did the 200 kg duck walk, 15 meters. Or was it? It was 30, 15 up, 15 back.
15, yeah, 2
Had a
lengths.
couple of drops with it. We get there that day and they're like, okay, so a new rule for the duck walk: no drops allowed.
Excuse me?
And I'm like, all right, cool, yeah. Hopefully I don't come last. So, and then he changed the rules 5 minutes before we started. As many drops as you want allowed, and I'm like, thank Jesus. But everyone had been practicing like in the warm up, which there's no warm up room. It's just kind of like a bunch of guys with a T-bar and a duck handle, and you're just kind of going hoping for the best.
Yeah.
And it's like, all right, we're just going to try and practice this turn at the line without having to put it down.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of done that. But we got out, it started, and it was actually grand, man. I did way better than I thought. Like the 200 kg block is an entirely different feel to
I can imagine.
to the hand, to the duck walk handle. I was like, oh, this is like way better. So I actually completed that in one run, no drops. Didn't need to drop the turn, just did the turn with it. Did better than that than I thought I was going to. I was like, all right, we're off to a good start. The next event then was the incline log press. So like, the turnaround time, I think we got about like 10 minutes between events. So the turnaround time is super quick.
That's moving.
Yeah, so your heart rate is still elevated going into the next one. So this is like one of the things that I'm going to be really trying to work on over the next couple of months, is just building my work capacity. My heart rate is still elevated. I go in. Now again, I was fairly confident on the 120 press, and it went okay. I was one of the first outs. I took 120 I got 11.
Nice.
Now, looking back at it, I think there's still that powerlifter in me. A lot of the guys, as they were progressing on through it, I was watching them. One guy ended up getting 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Because I was like, your man pulled me after. He's like, wow, that was really good, Glenn Ross.
Oh,
Like,
see,
great
like
job.
strict pressing.
Yeah,
No.
but he ended up winning. Like, he was a monster.
Yeah.
But I think he'd competed a couple of times against Eddie Hall back in the day. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
and he won the novice. He won the novice. So I was like, all right, cool. So the 11 was grand. So I go from that. Then a couple of other guys come out and I'm like, I held my own there. I did well. And then next thing, some fellas just started racking them up. I was like, but you could see that they were like, their technique, they knew to get their like hips and arse right off the bench. Obviously, there's that power lift for me where it's like, well, I'm just going to use my leg drive, stay up against the bench.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like, but these are the things that you learn from these situations. So
Definitely.
some guys were like right up in the air with it, finishing out the press. It was practically a hip thrust in their arms.
Yeah.
So I was like, next time I might try and do that. So I probably could have squeezed out 1 or 2 more reps if I'd done that. But again, also the conditioning, if my conditioning was a little bit better in terms of like my heart rate not being so high going in doing it, I was happy enough. 120, no warm up. Like I think I took an empty log in like the gym room where we were all getting changed. By
what's that,
gym, I mean
70?
like a garage.
I
Yeah,
thought
it was like
just a
50.
barn, like.
50, Jesus.
Yeah, it's more or less that. Yeah, there's a couple of bits of kit and stuff in there. It's
Okay.
cool, but it's definitely cold as fuck in there. But you'll do like, I did like 1-2 reps. Like, all right, I guess I'll just go out and just YOLO 120.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
you're at that point, you've kind of done it so often that you know you're fit and you're hyped up on the day, so you know you've adrenaline going. That went well. Third event ended up being, it was supposed to be 2 sandbags. Pick up a sandbag 100 kilos, run with it 50 meters, dump it into a sled, run back, pick up 120, dump it into a sled, drag the sled back 10. That ended up changing on the day. It ended up being 1 sandbag, and you had to pick up. It was going to be a 100 kilo sandbag, run 15 meters around a chain, and bring it back up, throw it, run back, grab the chain, drag the chain 15 meters or 10 meters back. So that was fine. I was a little bit slow on the pick for that. The bags were soaking wet. So I pick it up and I'm like, just kind of fight it for like a millisecond or whatever, bit slow off the start. But again, that will come with experience and being a little bit more athletic and less fat. So all in good time. But that went well as well. Did that in one go, drag the chain. The chain was heavy as shit. It was like 200 and something kilos. Each
Those
link in the
chains are
chain is
massive.
33 to 35 kilos each, I think. And then as I put the chain out, drop it onto my finger. Man, my finger was wrecked after it. I thought I'd like really damaged it. Feels all right. It's a bit sore, but then I just kind of got on with the rest of the day. What was the next event? Then we had,
Was it the stone next?
Yeah.
it was the Atlas Stone after that. And I was really looking forward to the Atlas Stone. My prep had finished up really, really well on the stones here. I'd taken 130 for a set of 6, and you're just kind of cruising with it. So I was like, oh yeah, cool. I think I've got a good rhythm, a good groove there. Went to pick up the stone, walked out, covered in tacky, go to pick up the stone. All I could feel is like what felt like moss on it.
Yeah.
And the stone kind of moves for a sec, take my arms off to readjust it, and my arms are just covered in like chips of paint and dirt. And I'm like, all right, well,
So
that's
tacky's not sticking to the stone, it's sticking to the shit.
sticking to the shit on the stone. But it was the same situation for everybody.
Yeah.
So like you don't really mind because everyone's in the same boat.
Yeah.
I mean, McNamee again, he's got the world record in the Atlas Stone for under 90, and it's 190 kilos
Wow.
is his max with the stone over bar. And I think he only got 2 reps on it.
Yeah.
I ended up zeroing that one. I gave it a fair go. I kind of gave it everything that I could. I stuck, but I just could not get it to get off the floor. Never mind lap it.
Yeah.
So that was fine. That was a bit annoying, but again, experience will kind of do a lot in time with that, and a bit more time with stones. Then we went into the gas bottle hold, or the gas cylinder. That was 300 kilos, 150 each hand. Stood up with that. I think I did like 50 something seconds. Didn't do too terribly there. I walked away and Glenn Ross was like, no, we found an event that you're good at. I'm like, oh, thanks.
man.
What gave it away? The lack of moving?
Yeah.
So pretty much anything static.
There you go.
So yeah, it turns out I should stick at powerlifting. But I did manage to find something I'm worse at than powerlifting, which is shocking.
There you go.
Well
Which
done.
is shocking. But I didn't look, I felt like I didn't look out of place. It didn't look like I was a million miles off. And I didn't come last. I was probably one of the least experienced people there.
Yeah.
There you go.
So shame on the guys that came beneath me. Now, there was 1 or 2 other guys that were relatively new, and some guys were coming back, but I was happy with it overall. Actually, really, really enjoyable comp. Super quick, man. 2.5 hours in and out, bang.
Wow.
Like,
I actually still can't get over how fast they
How-
run strongman comps.
yeah,
They
Yeah,
do
it's
not hang
wild.
about.
no,
They
there's
do
no
not.
hanging around. It's like, You need to be fit for it. It's like your strength from like powerlifting will get you so far, but what'll catch
Not
you is
actually
the
that far.
Yeah, not that far. Like it'll get you like through, 20% of the comp.
Yeah, you might be able to literally like lift some of the events, but like the ability to actually do it for time, like
It's like it's the conditioning aspect of it, and that's just something that's just going to take time to build. But totally enjoyable. Jack, before we move on, I actually wanted to ask you, what bar did you use for your 350 pull?
I use the Nike bar.
How did you find it for 350? Because I know we had spoken last week about it, but I mean that's a huge amount of weight on that bar.
Yeah, so I really do like the bar. I don't think it's as good as the Ohio and the Eleiko. If you've money to spend, like if money isn't an issue, I think you'd go for the Eleiko. And if you want more bang for your buck, you will go for the Ohio bar.
Yeah, the Rogue one. Yeah.
I felt because the knurling isn't as aggressive, like when I was going for that 350, like when I pulled 320 beforehand for my last warm up, I could just feel like a small bit of slippage. Like my grip wasn't as embedded in the bar, so I just like really had to be conscious of like wedging my thumbs in because I pull a hook grip. So I just really wanted to set it properly. And that was really the only kind of like cautious thought I had going into the rep. I knew I'd be able to get it, but I just wanted to make sure that I could hold on to the bar. I do like it. I like it for squats. I like it for bench. For deads, if I will be going heavier, but maybe in the future, if that like problem persisted, I might go for one of the two other options. But overall, it is a good bar. I would recommend it to like 90% of powerlifters, but
100%.
it's just for maybe that reason. Maybe people like when they're going to that top end, they might find that problem. So,
And it's not a bar that you're going to be seeing in a competition.
No.
So like, even if you are going into comp, you will try and go for the two other options.
It looks a bit whippy on the squat. Well, no, it could just be because your squat is so heavy that you can bend any bar. But it definitely looks like.
Yeah, I definitely do feel a small bit of whippage. No, I guess like Joe, when you're going over, I don't know. Well, maybe it's different for everyone, but I guess like when you're going towards that top end, like you do feel those like minor movements. They actually feel massive to you.
And you have racks in as well, so it's obviously the bars are the
I feel like it's even more because of
more
that.
whippy.
But I do like. It is a good bar. I don't think it's as good as the other two.
How I kind of feel with it is like it's perfect commercial gym bar.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? If they're
definitely.
Do you know, like when you go into a normal commercial gym, they're like bars are kind of shitty for the most part. So like if you had that sound, like do you know, you'd be sorted. Like I think it's great. It's great for just training. You know what I mean?
It's a good training.
It's solid. Like
But when there's like not that much price difference between that and an Ohio bar, like.
Yeah, you go for the Ohio.
Oh, you would
Ohio
always
bar,
go for the Ohio.
Well, you see, you'd be comparing so the stainless steel Ohio bar and the black oxide one. There's a little bit of a price difference.
There is.
Sometimes the stainless steel is harder to get your hands on. They sell out really, really quickly. So I'd be curious. The last thing I'm waiting to see on it is over the next couple of months how it kind of wears comparatively
100%.
to the black oxide Rogue bar. Other than that, for the price difference, now you might actually save more by getting a Nike because the shipping is, as far as I know, it's free.
Okay,
over a certain
wow.
amount of kilos.
From Nike.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. No, so whereas Rogue, you always pay for shipping. That's
You
coming
do.
from Belgium.
All right. Okay.
And then they add VAT on top of that.
Right.
So
okay.
the price of the bars will be the same, but
Yes,
the
okay.
other things.
add-ons
adds
and
up like
But if it's a minimal difference and you're a competitive powerlifter, then I would obviously be going for a Rogue stainless steel would be my recommended bar in terms of like value for money, in terms of quality and how long it lasts. Specifically stainless steel. The black oxide, decent bar, not going to last you that long. You're going to get it. You're going to have 6 months to a year of use with it, and then it's going to be pretty rough looking.
It will start to break down.
Yeah.
And I mean, it'll still work fine, but it
100%.
it won't. They don't age well.
One thing with the Nike I would like to see in the future is if they do a non-black oxide version, if they have a stainless steel or even a bare steel version, because obviously like they get the bar and then you coat it in
in the oxide.
oxide, so like that will take some of the sharpness out of the knurling because they obviously fill the
Yeah,
gaps.
they got to coat it, Jim.
So if they did a stainless steel version, I assume the knurling would
Be better,
would just be a bit better. So if they release that in the future, I'd love to try that to see the difference. Like
I was talking to like my sister about it. She obviously works for Nike, and she was saying that basically Nike and Nike Strength, they're like two separate
things.
entities.
Yeah.
But she was saying like they're quite receptive in terms of like feedback and emails and stuff. So it probably is worth sending them an email, because I was like, you know, would you have any idea of how they even like came up with the concept of this, or why, like, and she was saying definitely just like get in touch with them.
All right, yeah, I'm going to pretend I'm Jack Kenny. And, I'm not going to tell Jack, and I'm going to see if they want to send out some free stuff.
Send me a free bar. That'd be pretty cool.
So yeah, if we could just, I mean, I'll take a free pair of socks, man.
Oh man, I'll do anything.
I'll do anything for a pair of socks.
Oh, whoa.
I mean, socks are a thing in power. For me, anyway, socks are always a thing in powerlifting.
Socks.
Yeah, if you can get like different like, color SBD socks. Like Chad Wesley Smith sent me out Juggernaut Virus socks. Remember when Virus were like a thing,
cool.
and he had Jug Life socks?
Cool.
So when he came over, and I was like, you got to send me some of them. Actually, and he did too. He stuck true to his word as well.
Nice.
Yeah, so, socks and t-shirts, man. That's all I'm in
T-shirts
powerlifting
I
for.
can understand, but like,
They don't really do t-shirts like they used to anymore.
no.
Like you gotta like at comps, it's not as common anymore. Now everyone wants to like sell them and make money. Ooh. Do you remember?
You
used to
included.
no, I don't sell any t-shirts.
No, you don't.
I
Yes.
don't. That's because I get too nice and they're giving them away. Like, pre-order a load of t-shirts. All right, guys, I'll send out the link in 17 weeks. But I'll pay for them now. But remember, you used to like you'd get a t-shirt for every comp that
You
come
would,
up.
yeah.
Like I know spotters and loaders will still get them.
Yeah, that's
Well,
it.
That's about it, really. You used to get a t-shirt like with every comp. You put in like your size.
Yeah, you used to.
So maybe
Invicta.
bring
Wasn't that the
back.
brand?
Oh yeah. Do you remember that thing?
Do you remember
Yeah,
that?
I have a lot of Invicta t-shirts at home.
He got them in like all weird colors. Remember he got kind of the pinky one.
There was like a salmon
Was that
pink,
not
and then there
for
was
like
a,
breast cancer or something? No.
no, that was
That was the
an
bright pink
actual
one.
bright pink.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
that was,
that was just to
absolutely top-notch,
differentiate it from comp to
Yeah,
comp.
yeah.
So like you almost knew who
did what
volunteered at
Yeah.
a comp.
But he used to Jay did these cool ones for the pro before. I remember he had like this kind of green one with a big logo. It was like some sort of bird on the front of it.
I remember.
Crest.
I
And that
remember.
was for one of the, if not the first pro.
You actually had that one,
Yeah,
didn't you?
yeah,
Sam, I had it as well.
Sick.
Was that like abs 12?
That was the one we were meant to do, and then we went into lockdown.
Okay.
Do you remember that when we were like prepping for it, and we were like 4 weeks
Yes.
out, and then COVID
No, it was
happened.
way before lockdown. It was before lockdown because I didn't spot and loaded that. I spotted and loaded at.
Was that like at the end of 2019?
Yeah, I think it was like one of Jake's.
I think
like, big
that was
comps.
the pro.
Yeah, it was the pro.
Pro
yeah.
2018.
Yeah, yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was.
So I have the rack and bar there from it.
Yeah.
There's a picture
yeah.
of me beside Jake Brennan, like looking at me. I'm gonna catch you one day. That day will still come. I mean, maybe it probably won't. Not in powerlifting. maybe his deadlift if he continues dropping them.
Maybe.
So yeah. Anyway, guys, we're going to move on. We're going to tell you a little bit of a competition roundup. We had quite a few competitions took place across the week. So Maeve, if you'd like to get into it there, I know we had IPF Masters Euros, we had a Munster Weightlifting Open, Ultra Strongest Man, Ab Series Regional 2 Chicago, and anything else that I might have missed out on there.
Yep. So we had Ab Series Regional 2 in Chicago. That was on last weekend. Looking at the lifting class, because obviously I was down or up at your comp.
Yeah.
So I actually wasn't watching the stream. But Fernando Éire won the pro.
Yeah,
or
I think he
pro-am.
missed his third dead from
Yeah.
what I'd seen.
Yeah.
What,
Yeah.
what a big name to get in Chicago.
Yeah, yeah. And then we had, it kind of looked like it wasn't like the biggest ab series to date, which like you can understand.
Yeah, the
given that you're
regionals are
taking
always going to be
yeah,
smaller.
yeah. Of
everything and moving it over there. So it'll be interesting to see how that grows, I suppose, over the next couple of years and
Yep.
filling it out. Like, so I imagine taking everything and bringing it over there is
What, you mean comp kit?
not
Or
comp
just
kit, but
the-
like
the
just
setup,
in
like
general,
the-
like
Just
setup,
the
like even
logistics of the whole thing.
Yeah, just the
The
logistics
logistics
of
of
it.
the
And
whole
that
thing,
would
yeah.
not be Jay Farron's strength. Remember the time you went to Cologne?
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna
That
see
he
when
we
you
vlogged
get
that
it.
like
It's
the
fucking-
whole way over.
yeah.
Yeah, he vlogged that the whole way over.
It was an
Yeah, that was
absolute
gas.
disaster. We'll actually, he's supposed to be down the weekend. If he manages to come down, Jay, if you come down, we'll throw him on the pod on
Do you
Saturday.
think he's watching this? Will Jay. He's not
He watched
watching
it the odd time because he knows I have the little belt on it.
No,
He texted me about it. He was like, "That's class."
So you watched the last episode.
No, I just sent him screen recordings of it. He goes, "I must check it out." He's seen the best. He's like, "I'm coming down to visit." What else did we have? So we had the Ab Series Regional 2 in Chicago.
Yeah, we had the Munster Open for weightlifting that was on down in Dungarvan. So I was chatting to Aoife O'More about it. She's actually on the pod, herself and Jade, next week.
Oh, go ahead.
Very cool.
Yeah, so she's going to run through kind of more so the records and stuff that were broken with that, because it was the first comp with the change in weight classes.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Yeah.
all of their weight classes have changed. So essentially, like all of the records now
become
kind of
void.
don't stand
Yeah.
anymore.
Yeah. Cool.
So she's going to go through kind of all the records that have been broken there. But the best male and female lifter from the weekend. So we had Roberta Tabone won the best female lifter with 239 Sinclair points. And then Harrison McGrogan, so his name has come up time and time again on the pod, won the best male lifter with 366 Sinclair points. And then she was also telling me that Cian Nolan Rooney attempted the heaviest clean and jerk ever that any Irishman has ever attempted. Unfortunately failed.
What was it?
She actually didn't tell me.
Oh, okay.
But she said
But he had a pop off it.
yeah, pop off it.
Sick.
I think this, so it was clean and jerk. And then she just said that she's going to chat through the records and stuff that
Cool.
were broken.
Yeah, it's
down.
exciting.
That's
Yeah, looking
very
forward to seeing Aoife.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Very, very cool. And then we've got IPF Masters Euros.
Yeah. So that started Sunday, so 3 or 4 days ago now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think John O'Dwyer kicked it off on either was Sunday
fir-
morning.
yeah,
Yeah,
Like, John,
Sunday
our
morning.
first ever
Great job.
M4.
First
Shout
ever,
out to
yeah.
John, the goat.
vet.
So he had second place medals, SPD, and then second place overall.
Class.
We had Mairead Collins and Caroline Knuff. They both competed M3 on Monday under 63 or under 69. I think they're
Not
under
actually
63.
sure. Yeah, I feel like it's 63.
yeah,
Caroline
under
only has
63.
63.
Yeah, definitely under 63. We had Mary Fusco. She placed third overall,
Nice.
under 76, M3. We then had Sarah Flynn, M2, under 57, another third place overall. We had James Fitzgerald then. He went 9 for 9 and placed sixth overall. And Karen Barry competed yesterday, so Tuesday. And she placed second overall, a second place deadlift medal, and she's M2 under 69.
Unreal.
Fair play.
Beast.
And I
Masters
think that's
are racking up
only
medals.
Yeah,
a
they really are.
handful.
Yeah.
Like
Class.
there's still just
There's
as
still
many to
yeah,
go,
yeah,
if
yeah.
not more.
Unreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be able to run
Unreal.
through them then
Next
next
week.
week.
So let's
Yeah.
see Masters Euros actually. Big Boris Setskov.
Yeah.
His mother's competing at it. He put up in his story,
Really?
the world's strongest mom. Yeah,
That's
because I'm
class.
going to assume it's
That's
his
unreal.
mom.
Yeah.
I'm assuming it's his mom. But
Yeah.
yeah. I think his mom's competing at it, which is
Sick.
cool. Runs in the family.
Yeah.
Boris actually, he comes from IPF.
Yeah, he does. He completed beating the IPF.
Yeah, so the genetics run strong in his family, obviously.
yeah.
I wonder has she like been competing long? Obviously, if she's
Presume so. Yeah, if she's qualified and
at
stuff.
Euros, like
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd imagine so. She had to qualify for it. So.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
Unless she was just like, I'm Boris's mom.
Yeah,
Like,
go on, send her.
let me in.
Yeah, sure. Pop off, no problem. And see, is there a comp coming up, a weightlifting comp coming up in Dublin soon?
In terms
in
of
Leinster?
regional potentially, not that I don't have it on my calendar, but the
Anyone familiar
regionals
with-
kind of released them slightly
I
later.
was asking because anyone follow Ciara Fitzsimmons?
No.
She was a lifter of Ian Grant's, and it looks like now she's doing weightlifting.
No way.
Yeah, she actually seems to be transitioning quite well in my very like limited
Yeah.
understanding. But she is training consistently. Obviously, it's like you can see she's doing a lot of technical work. But I think she says she's got her first comp coming up soon.
I actually saw, speaking of like, I don't know if he's moving over, but Jordan Voss was doing some Olympic weightlifting in his training the other day, and so was
Conor Campbell was a few weeks back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he went in. He actually booked like a session with someone. Did like an Olympic lifting session. I did an overhead squat the other day.
How did that
And
go?
how'd that go?
I've retired.
I decided to hang up my boots.
It only works if I have like majorly elevated heels.
Okay.
How major? Like an inch? Like
A lot. Like I have to put my heel at the edge of the deadlift platforms.
Yeah.
In
To
heels.
actually be able to do
No,
it.
in my normal shoes.
Okay.
But like I
That's
have to be
not
like
that
at quite
bad.
an angle. But I did it without it. Then I was like fully leaned
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
Like I
Just
may as
hinged.
well have been doing a press up. I was so leaned over. My
I
chest
think
was like
the
over the floor.
transition from powerlift or Olympic weightlifting to powerlifting definitely is better.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the other way
100%.
around
No,
is-
yeah.
is-
We're
is
not.
not
We're not.
We're
made
not
for that. No.
designed to move like that at all.
Not at all.
I was just curious. I was like, I wonder, could I?
No.
No, I can't. I definitely would not try to get into a snatch or.
It's
I mean-
funny because I have to like teach them.
Yeah, but you're probably like not bad at it.
No, not awful, but like I'd be looking for like a 5 kilo bar.
Do you
kind of
teach
thing.
people for weightlifting? You teach them like
No, so,
weightlifting
like-
movements for like strength and conditioning for field sport athletes and stuff.
No, so we just teach like the UKSCA guidelines.
Okay.
So like we teach them to students, and then that's what we'll examine them in. So I always kind of put a practical element on it, that if I was going to use it for field sport athletes, that I would just use like half of the movement. So I'd use like hang clean. I wouldn't really bother with a snatch because nobody needs to be popping out shoulders. I've actually seen that happen in the lab. So I definitely would just potentially be encouraging like a hang snatch or a hang clean, but like just do a kettlebell swing.
Fair.
Yeah, or even just do like trap bar jumps or jump thing. You know, just more basic movements.
Like, does anyone rate kettlebell swings? Like, they'd have to be fairly heavy to do something.
I reckon once you get to some
no.
baseline level of strength like us, you'd really have to
Like
be getting like a 60-kilo kettlebell to.
you'd need to be like really moving.
For
some
us, no, I wouldn't rate them. But for like field sport athletes, that like, it's funny because like when you think of field sport athletes, you think of like the elite. So it's like, but if you bring it back to like, I don't know, an under 14 girls team that like has never done anything before, I would probably like throw them in there.
Yeah, not about it. Well, it gets you moving. It gets you moving
Depends.
weight. I guess teaching someone how to like use their posterior chain as opposed to swinging it with their arms.
Yeah.
So I see benefit there. It's just I don't know. Like, I think you see a lot of powerlifting, not so much anymore, but there was definitely a time, and like you probably remember, like a lot of the guys that would have come from like West Side would have just been thrown. Like now, if you're using kettlebells, they're probably hanging off the side of like a bamboo bar.
100%.
I used to have them actually like programmed for me for when I first started powerlifting.
I can see them as a useful warm up, dynamic warm up.
No, like these were like an accessory the same way like a leg press would be.
Do swing around like an 8-kilo kettlebell.
No, I probably used to use like a 20 or something, but like
I don't even have 20. I have like 12s here. I like them for like
Yeah.
lunges and split squats. I like
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
position. I like the center of mass one.
Yeah.
But other than that, I'd need to try a very, very heavy one to see if there's much much to it all. I'd imagine it's a lot harder than I'm giving you credit for. But
Yeah, because I guess when you see Joe, you know, where people do kettlebell as a sport and they go to the World Championships, that turns into more of an endurance event.
Yeah.
Where they like, you know, do it for time rather than like actual weight.
Yeah.
Because I would imagine after a certain point, maybe it becomes redundant. So you just have to like push it for time and push it for reps rather than just absolute weight.
yeah, that's what I think of it. So yeah, I was just curious. All right, and we've got Junior Nationals invites are out.
Can we pause first? Sorry, I'm dying for a bit.
Yeah, hold on a second. We'll do a quick camera change.
Wait.
Jamie, do you want to pause there? Unpause it. You can give me a thumbs up when it's done. Yeah? All right, Maeve in 3, 2, 1, you're up.
and just before we move on, we have the regional series here at the weekend.
Yeah.
So that's Sunday at 11 o'clock here. I think there's like 20-ish lifters.
Yeah,
competing.
about 20 lifters.
Yeah.
So what I like about it is it's just an opportunity to kind of blood in new lifters. Anyone that's like needs a bit more comp experience or platform experience, I think it's a really good one for that. It's also a good opportunity for coaches to learn how to handle or like to bring in new coaches and bring them on board to kind of like have them shadow you.
100%.
I think things like that are very, very useful for it, or it's a good way to get more referee shadowing because it's just one session.
Yeah.
It's a really like nice comp. Like it's for newbies and for coaches. It's a really good one. If you're a coach, it's a really nice day out because it's like quick in and out.
Yeah.
In and out,
Like you're
no
done
bullshit,
in like
no drama.
4 or 5 hours. Like
Easily.
Like
Class.
maybe even a little
Yeah.
bit quicker.
I
Like,
competed at it last year and it was just like a nice like wholesome day.
yeah. It's one of the reasons I took the wraps out of it. Last year I left wraps in, but
There
I just
was
feel
only
like it's
like
just,
2 of us that
yeah, do you know, it's like
Yeah,
it's
there's no point. If
such
it's
a big
not-
separation. If it's supposed to be a coach friendly comp,
you don't
Yeah,
need
you
the
don't
hassle of
want
that.
young fellas
you don't want
fucking
wrapping
their
someone for
knees.
like 117 kilo squat. Like, not just anything wrong with that. It's just like it's not coach friendly. It's like you'd rather just have everyone in a prep with wraps if you're doing wraps. But for this one, if you're just sending in a couple of like new lifters, it's a really, really good way to get those lifters some platform experience. And if you have like a team of lifters, you know what it's like when you're like, and Alex,
Handling
you more than anyone,
multiple.
you're handling multiple lifters of different skill sets, and you're all over the place. Then
Yeah, it's the worst.
it's like stuff like this is, I think, is for me anyway. I think is a great concept to be able to like bring in those new lifters in like a low pressure environment.
Yeah.
And a low pressure environment, not just for the lifter, for the
But for the
coaches
coach.
and for the team, the rest of the team as well. We've got our own shouting him out, Big Jamie again, back on the 1s and 2s today, skipping college.
My
Jamie, go on. I can see him getting ready to stand up. Go on,
Go on,
Jamie.
Jamie.
Back and where's your weekly appearance? Make sure the camera's on you, Jamie.
Come on.
Front double boys, Jamie. Whoa.
Oh,
Couldn't hear Jamie's caught in the leads. So yeah, Jamie back in the 1 2s. Thank you very much, Jamie. Jamie's actually competing this Sunday. He is. I mean, you should be on for a pretty big squat PB, which is going to be cool. He's hopefully going to squat 225.
well, he's in trouble if he
Yeah, I
doesn't
was
now.
just gonna
If he
say.
doesn't, so we have a wager with Jamie. It's always a wager in my head. If
It's always a wager that benefits you only as well.
how do I benefit from it? So Jamie we have a bet that if he misses 225, he has to give me €100. So I guess that's the benefit for me. But and if he gets 225, he gets 225.
So it's a win-win.
So
Yeah, it's a win-win for you, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, I promised him he's actually studying for his theory test at the moment that he has next month, Jamie. I'm going to be keeping an eye on you, make sure you're studying for it. He's like, yeah, I forgot I booked that. And I'll put the €100 away for him, of his own money, aside for him towards his driving lessons.
Or if he has to repeat the theory test.
Or if he has to repeat the theory test.
Sorry, Jamie.
So yeah, that'll be there for Jamie. So yeah, it's an exciting comp coming up. Jay's supposed to be coming down. I think it's going to be on Ab's lift pass as well. Cool. So it should be fairly high quality. And so very, very cool. And we've also got Junior Nationals invites are out, Alex. So over to you, Irish PF Junior head coach. Looking to see your thoughts. Who are you excited to see competed? I know it's still a couple of weeks away yet, but the first invites are out. Second round possibly even out.
Yeah. Like today's Wednesday, so today's the last day that people can accept or decline their invites. So yeah, a lot of people I'm excited for. Obviously, my own lifters, so I'm going to be a bit biased towards that. You know,
Yeah, of
like
course.
all my lads, like we got Eamon Breen and Liam Malone. They should be pretty competitive as well this year. Like even though they're still pretty much fresh into their junior years, but I'll be very shocked if they don't at least podium. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
No pressure, boys. And then outside of that, people I'm looking forward to loads of people. Like we still have we've got a lot of people that I feel like are coming up, especially recently. Like even as we just seen, we had you probably talked about it last week, but
Phoenix.
with the Phenom comp,
The rise of the Phoenix.
squatting 290 at fucking 100 kilos. Like,
Was that enough time for him to get an invite
Yes,
for
yeah,
this?
that was the last chance.
Yeah.
That was the last chance to do it.
Unbelievable. First year as a junior, 740 total at 100 kilos. It's fucking insane.
It's wild.
Absolutely insane. So I'm excited to see that. Excited to see these kind of new up and comers who are like, that are just 100% going to be in an Irish singlet by the end of the year kind of thing.
It's
So
wild.
it's like, it's really cool. Map is competing. I don't know if you've seen, he's gone to 83s now.
I did see that.
And he's blown up. He benched 170.
Oh my God.
Yeah, like insane. So his training is going unbelievable. I'll be very shocked if he doesn't total the bones of 700. Like it's savage. Who else we got? We've got Kerry and Josh.
Kerry and
They're
Josh,
both competing as well.
I love
as
how
far as I
Kerry
know.
and Josh come as
Or Kerry and
as
Josh.
a
It is,
duo.
but they're always doing it
It's
together, so it's like, yeah. So two of them, I'm looking forward to that. So many other people off top. Leisha Quinn, she, as we saw there today,
Pulled
pulled
200.
200. Insane. So that'll be a good one. Like there's so many people that are probably not even coming into my head right now. But I think this year,
Some big names in it.
I think this year will be very, very competitive. Like obviously we've got a few people like, like Dwan and like Blackwood are aged out of the juniors now. So like kind of the poster people, like the top juniors are kind of aged out now. So it's actually,
generation.
it's quite exciting to see this new kind of rise of lifters come in. AJ Mulhern as well. I think he's doing it. That's another person I'm fucking very, very
Tom.
excited to see.
Tom.
Especially because it'll actually be him and Breen going head to head.
Yeah, it's gonna
So
be
that's
sick.
going to be, we must possibly try to get a little preview episode with the two
With
boys.
the two boys on.
Just get them talking shit to each other.
If you can get them talking, but once AJ starts talking, he don't stop.
Yeah, so 5-hour episode incoming. But yeah, no, I think this will be a really, really good comp, as they always are. Like Junior Nationals is always kind of well, maybe it's a bit biased towards me, but it's always the one that I look forward to the most.
I think it's possibly the most exciting one on the calendar. To be honest.
Yeah, it really is, because I think it just shows you, like, it gets you excited because you're like, oh shit, this is the new, like you said, the new generation, and it's class to see. It's so cool to see that like we've got people now that are essentially competing at Junior Nationals, hitting bigger numbers than like people were hitting in like 2021 in open nationals.
open
Like
nationals.
genuinely,
It's
like
wild.
It's crazy.
insane. So I'm very, very excited for it.
I've
I
a
can't
good
wait.
roster of lifters there as well. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great one.
Yeah, I'm. It's gonna be a sick weekend. I think the same weekend there's see the GSP
Strongman League. Yeah.
Strongman League.
Nice.
Is on
It's on the
It's on
Sunday.
the Sunday.
Yeah.
In Abs. So at least it'll be on in Dublin. 'Cause I have a few people doing that as well.
Yeah.
At least it'll be on the same weekend. But like, what kind of battles are we looking out for there at Junior Nationals? I mean, like you said, I know we've got AJ and Eamon, which is going to be a good one.
AJ and Eamon. I think
Who's
there's
in
no
the
one else.
105?
There's no one.
Phoenix 105.
Phoenix 105.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyone else in the
Is
105?
Dusty staying 105?
Dustin is, as far as I know, going
Yeah.
105.
Meals
So
is
it's gonna be
105.
Dustin. Meals has gone up to 105s. His training's going huge recently as
Yeah.
well. I'm not sure. I know.
Map and Josh.
No, Josh 74. Map
Josh
72. I think
74, okay.
Map and Liam Malone, my
Liam
lifter.
Malone.
I think they'll be
That
very
number
close.
deadlifts, yeah.
They'll be very close. Yeah.
Who's
I
got the
think so.
edge there? Liam's got the edge on deadlifts, surely.
As of now, yeah.
But as of now.
Yeah, no, but like you know what I mean. Like Map is just blowing up, so
Yeah,
you
anything
don't want
could
to rule
happen
him out either at all.
No.
but I think the two boys will be very close on totals. So that'll be a fun little battle going in. I'm trying to think off the top of my head now. Anyone else? I'm not sure if I know Dennis Semenov is 105
Yeah.
as well. Because I'm not
Super
sure if he's
talented
doing
lifter.
it, but yeah, represented Ireland last year. So if I'm not sure if he's doing it, but if he is, that'll be another person that'll be
you'll
like
have-
all those boys are in the kind of like low to mid 700s. So like it'll be very very
Yeah, I'll
close.
tell you
It'll be
someone to look
down
out
to
for in the 120s. Barry Walsh.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
Barry.
He's very
Yeah,
strong.
yeah, yeah.
Barry's very strong.
Big
His,
Barry.
his total is not reflected accurately. He's still building his deadlift back up
Yeah,
since
man.
his bicep tear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I think he may be moving to conventional for it. I'm not sure. I
Nice,
know he had talked
nice.
about it in training. I haven't seen it in a couple of weeks, but I'm very excited. I mean,
Yeah.
the guys are monsters. Just bench 180 at bench nats
Yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
So-
doing uni nats as well.
He's doing
Yeah.
In a few
units as well,
weeks,
yeah.
so that'll be
He's just
that'll
going
be
to keep
good.
chipping away.
It'll
with
be
it.
very very cool to see his progression over the next few years because
What's-
he's got huge potential
What's the team looking like for uni nats? You excited for it?
for uni nats.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
team.
It's cute. It's there's actually like a lot of people signed up. Like I'm very excited. Sorry, you mean uni nats or uni euros?
Uni Euros. I
Uni
That's
think.
Euros,
what, I'm
sorry,
sorry because I was
Euros.
confused. I was like, yeah. Also, both a really good team. We had the team training day up in Carlow there just the weekend gone last Saturday. Not everybody could make it, obviously. Just
Yeah, it's
life.
just the way it's gonna
But the lads that did come, it was great crack to kind of meet everyone. There was a few people that I didn't get to that I've never met before, so it was kind of cool to get chatting to them. But no, we've a really good team. Everyone's sound out. I'm excited to go over. I'm flying over tomorrow week. Yeah, it should be great crack over in Luxembourg. I don't know what to expect from the place or
Yeah.
the venue. I saw the venue. It's like a fucking
Sports
a
hall or something.
pure basketball court. Like
Yeah,
it's I think I looked it up online. It's giving me Budapest vibes. Joe, when we were there.
Okay, yeah,
So
yeah.
nothing spectacular.
No shops to go to get something to eat in.
Fucking 45-minute walk to a spar. But yeah, I think it should be good. Like it's mainly kind of the crew's good crack. We've a great coaching team going over as well. So like I'm just excited for it.
Who's
And
the coaching team for this?
the coach team is
Yourself, Lawrence.
excuse me, myself, Lawrence, Reed McKeever, and Andrew Blackwood. So
Oh, it's a good coaching
yeah,
team.
very very
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Good
nice,
crack, good
nice.
crew. It's gonna be good fun. And the one thing I do like about this is that it's similar to like westerns or anything like that. It's only a 3-day camp,
Oh,
so it's like
handy.
yeah. So I'm only there for 5 days. So fly in the night before, fly out the day after. Super chill. Yeah, it's gonna be good. And it looks like we should have
You've got
a
a
good
good
few
team.
battles, a few podium. Like I know we've got Jojo nominated first, and he's just like a mile ahead of everyone.
Yeah,
so
yeah, nice.
He should pretty much be banking on a win. I'm pretty sure it's the same for Leisha. We've got Andrew Rowe doing it as well, and he's pretty high up in the nominated thing. Nathan Neville as well. I'm pretty sure is nominated first, like in the 120s. So like, it's with Savage. We'll
Yeah.
be walking away with a bit of silverware. Like it's
Is
nice.
Adam Phillips doing it?
He's doing
He's
uni.
doing uni
He's
nats.
doing uni.
He's
His
doing
uni
uni
opens.
nats, uni nats.
Yeah.
Sorry, uni
Okay.
opens,
So
sorry,
yeah. So he'll be doing that. That'd be sick.
Yeah, it'll
His
be
training's
sick.
going really, really good. I'm excited for that.
I seen he put up a good training total.
Yeah,
the other
man.
day.
Yeah. He's I think
He's what 270,
270.
270.
Yeah. He's I think Adam's definitely one of those people where it's so admirable how long he's been in the sport and that he's still tipping away, making
Just
progress.
keeps chipping,
He's been in the sport over a decade, and he's actually making more progress now than he probably has over the last like 5 or 6 years. He won't mind me saying that.
Yeah,
but,
no,
like,
I think you kind of
it's
get
true.
into a groove, right?
Yeah. I think he's finally found what's working for him, and he's finally
Yeah.
found that drive for training and like what to do, and it's shown, and it's fucking class. And I love that
Yeah, I
dude,
love that for
and I
him.
can't wait to see. I just can't wait to see him fucking actually go out on the platform and show his potential, because I think it was like huge after his last comp when he did the one over in Cologne.
Yeah.
And he won, and it was just like, do you know, I think that really gave him a big confidence
Yeah, you can
booster
see
as
he
well.
got a boost out of it.
Because that's like something we had a conversation about before. I remember he was talking about he's like his goals in powerlifting were like to eventually wear an Éire singlet, but like as a master, like that's how far he thought that that's the only
That's the
way
only
he'd
way
ever
to
be
do it.
able to achieve it. But like even from talking to him recently, he's like, oh man, he's like, I think I could get a singlet, you know, whether that's like a Westerns or something like that, like
Yeah,
a lot
yeah.
sooner than I thought. And I was like, fucking
Yeah,
come
you
on.
just have to keep chipping
So,
away.
I think
but
even the mindset the change of mindset has
probably starting
really
to practice what he preaches.
100%.
You know what I mean? Because
Sick.
sometimes we're all guilty of it, especially
Oh,
with coaches.
tell
And
me
it's
about
just
it.
like that you don't you practice what you preach to a
Yeah.
degree, but it's like the self-deprecating like lack of self-belief.
Yeah, man.
I could do with a little bit of that actually.
Yeah. You could definitely, yeah, fucking hell, you could do this
That
one,
actually
but-
would be nice.
We'll see in April. I'm actually, if I make it to the platform in April, that's the goal. In one piece, I'm going. I'm not pulling up. I swear, I'm definitely not. Yeah, I think a very, very exciting one. So
Yeah.
it sounds like a good team for a uni team. It's very
Savage.
exciting. I'm
Savage.
excited to see it go ahead. All right, before we're going to get into a couple of questions there. I think, Jack, we're going to get into any questions that have come in from social media. And then we'll do a little taste test while we chat over some things we knew before we started powerlifting. And then we have a little surprise for Alex at the end. So, Jack, what have
into
we
the
got
questions.
today?
So I have an anonymous question here. So it says, "Hey, I love the podcast and love how you are showcasing all strength sports in each episode. Any advice on how to approach a new injury? Going from normal training to having to limit, it can be quite daunting and hard mentally.
Approaching training with a new injury, it says.
With a new injury and having to limit your now training, it can seem quite daunting and hard mentally."
I guess it depends on the context of the injury, but in general, approaching training with a new injury and how it's a bit daunting. I would say if you've received like professional advice from the likes of a TJ or someone like that, trust it. Would be the first thing. Don't just, you're gonna have some fear and apprehension, but try your best to kind of prepare for the session a little bit earlier. Don't just kind of go in and hope for the best. Like, it's okay to anticipate that there's going to be some pain, but what can you do? I would be like focusing on what you can do really well, and what the rehab says it should be doing. And the biggest thing that I would probably try to take from it is, just because you did 3 or 4 rehab movements, don't expect the pain not to be there.
Yeah.
And just because you've made some adaptations, like learn to get comfortable within reason. Learn to get comfortable with being, uncomfortable or in pain. It is just that. Like we've had TJ on, as you've seen, then it is just pain. It doesn't mean a whole lot. It's just a little bit of feedback, which is very, very important. But it doesn't mean that you're broken. It doesn't mean that there's something terribly wrong. It's just your body giving you some feedback. And if you're working with a professional that's able to like guide you through it, which is going to be the most important thing at this point, that you're not just winging it. That would be my take on it. Expect it to be uncomfortable, and try to work through it. Don't be surprised when if it's, for example, you have pain when you squat, that you take the empty bar and it hurts. Don't be surprised by that.
Yeah.
And try not to be disheartened by it. It's just a part of the process, and you'll probably come back. It probably won't cost you anything in terms of like the progress you'll make long term.
Yeah.
Is what I've seen with anyone that's had a niggle or sore. What about yourself, Alex? What are your thoughts?
Yeah, it's exactly like you said, right? It's like we kind of touched on it. We were talking to TJ 2 weeks ago, but I think, like you said, it's the context of the injury first of all, and then the funny thing of it is like, are you actually injured? Are you actually injured, or are you just like fatigued? Are you sore? Did you know what I mean? Like, it's like, are you really stressed this week? Like, I think that's a big thing
Stress
for
is
people
huge.
to recognize. Like, if anyone that works with me that's listening to this knows that the first thing that I say to somebody when they're like, oh, I'm in pain, or something's after flaring up, or this or that, the other, I'm like, okay, let's take it day by day, but come back to me in a week. And if it's worse or still at this level of pain, then we'll we'll try to address it and do something about it. Obviously, we'll adjust things where needed if there's anything that sticks out to me. But for the most part, just stay on top of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then I think outside of that is just move. Like, don't be afraid to go into a certain position. So like I was saying, it's like identifying if something's just a niggle or an injury. Like I said, if I tell somebody to come back to me in a week, 99% of the time it was a 6 out of 10 last week. It's a 2 out of 10 this week. It's like, okay, we're making progress. We're going in the right direction. So I think that's kind of the main thing. And then outside of that, don't be afraid to put your body into certain positions. It's actually probably going to benefit you more than avoiding them. So that's kind of the thing I always say to people. If somebody has got like, a lower back or like their hips sore or something like that, I'm like, just fucking do more steps for a week, drink more water, and you'll actually probably just feel better straight away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It doesn't need to be this complicated. You don't need, just because you're a bit sore, you don't need 15 rehab exercises by next week. Like, take it as it comes. If it's an issue that is still the same issue at the same level of pain a month later, then you're probably injured. But like, you're just like, if your fucking shoulder's a bit sore after a heavy bench press for 2 days, you're not injured. Like, it's just, it's a niggle. You know what I mean? It's like identifying what's what, and staying on top of that. So I think, sorry for waffling now, but I think the main thing to answer that question is just don't fucking freak out. Because if you freak out, you're going to stress. And when you stress, you're going to start breathing differently. You're going to be you're going to be a lot more tight. Everything is it's a knock-on effect. So it's like, take it easy, communicate with your coach. If you have a physio, communicate with them and just fucking relax. Take it day by day. Like, if it's sore today, it doesn't mean it's going to be sore tomorrow. So that's a huge thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sorry.
Watch yourself, Jack. Any advice there?
Yeah, listen, I'd echo an awful lot of the things that you two said. I think there is a big difference between discomfort and pain. I'd say we could all echo that. Like, when we've been training, to a certain degree, I know for myself, I'm in a level of discomfort most of the time.
Yeah.
Whenever I squat with an empty bar, things hurt. Whenever I bench with an empty bar, like, something hurts.
Yeah.
That will not deter me, like, from getting the session done. I can differentiate between the two. If I ever got into a state of actual pain and it persisted for a period of time, then I would, talk to my coach. I would talk to people like you whose opinions I actually value, and I would, like, get your thoughts on it. And then as well, I would reach out to someone like TJ whose bread and butter, like, this is their game.
This is what they do, yeah.
That's obviously a big thing. Don't Dr. Google it. Don't go on Google, type in some symptoms, and then next thing you know, I've got 6 weeks to live.
Yeah. I'm terminal.
Chill.
It's always cancer, man.
It's
like you've got a
it's
fucking
the fucking C word. Chill,
knee
like,
pain, and then it's like, you're gone.
lung cancer.
It's like, fuck.
Fuck.
Yeah.
So, just like chill out there, because as Alex said, like, when you stress out, just like, stress is general to a degree, and if you start freaking out, everything will just amp up. But if you do feel like you are in those stages of lasting pain, just talk to someone, because if you don't know what to do, there are people out there that can help. Like you need help with your training, so you go to a coach. If you need help with pain, just go to a physio. And then we'll set goals. We'll have parameters to fix that, and then just over a period of time, then that pain will go away, and you'll then just get back to training. But just take it day by day. Just do what you can. Don't stop. And just find a way to get through it, because you'll have these roadblocks, you'll have these injuries throughout your whole career. Lifting, like, we are pushing our bodies to high intensities, no matter how high of a level we lift to. So don't freak out. If you need help, get it, and everything will be okay.
I think that's pretty bang on. Mavis,
I think you're
what's your hot
all very sensible, is what I think.
that is the first time she has ever said
I've
that.
never been called
First and last.
in my life.
Especially not by Maeve.
No, that's very fair. No, I think that was pretty solid advice. I think definitely communication with either a coach or a physio or an athletic therapist is, like, pretty key in that sense. And I think knowing the difference between, like you said, Jack, pain and discomfort is really key there, because you could, I suppose, what's the word? Like, really think things up in your head.
Yeah, you can. Well, as in manifest problems.
Or paralysis by analysis as well. Like you just dig too deep into the problem.
Yeah, like you could nearly make it worse than what it actually is by just overthinking it. And like that, don't stop moving and really just hone in on what you can do as opposed to what you can't do, because chances are there's still just as much that you can do as you actually can't do.
Yeah, no, I agree. Again, assuming assuming that this is an injury and you've been told, yeah, you have this, or this is the thing you're going to have to work on, this is the kind of the time frame you can expect things to be worked within, just don't become disheartened by it. You'll come out the other side of it. That's the main takeaway point. Is we can all give lots of advice on what if we don't have much context, so let's assume it's an injury. Do not become disheartened by it. You're not going to be the last person. You're not the first one that's been injured. You're certainly not going to be the last one that's had to go through this. Seek out advice from people that have been through this.
I think just to add as well, like it's obviously how you view it as well. Like you can flip it on its head. And like if you have a lower limb injury, like what's to stop you from like blowing up your bench?
Bench jerk or vice versa.
Yeah.
I think there's a way to, there's a glass half full opportunity there for everyone. There's ways and means to make the most of every opportunity or situation you find yourself within. If you have an injury that is really going to slow down your rate of progress, then focus on control the controllables and focus on the variables, some of the externals from training maybe. That might be a good opportunity to dial nutrition in, or, to improve those kind of external factors, working on your sleep. These are other things that can have, some benefit or quite a lot of benefit and make a difference to overall recovery. So is there things that you can be working on externally and really pushing as hard outside of the gym as you push inside it, while things are kind of on the back burner for a bit while you're recovering from it? And that would be it. Just control the controllables. Don't become overly disheartened by it. It's frustrating for everybody, but you will recover. It will get better, and you will come back stronger than before, all going well. So that'll be if you don't quit. If you don't quit, yeah. You just have to just keep showing up, because either way you got to fix it for life regardless. So, Jack, we got anything else?
So we have another question from Josh Bellow. So, thoughts on junior lifters moving on from seriously competing as they age out?
Ooh, Alex,
that's actually a good question.
Yeah, so you're the one that's just come out. This is your first year as an open? Second year?
Second, but like I haven't competed.
Yeah, you haven't competed. This is your first competitive
first year competing as an open. Sorry, what was the question again? Sorry about that.
I'll read it out again. Give me 2 secs. So, thoughts on junior lifters moving on from seriously competing as they age out? So, I guess just trying to
just the transition. The transition, I suppose. I think the best way to look at it, or that I did for myself, just only recently, because it took me a long fucking time to let the ego go. When you go from when you go from being somebody that is top, I hate saying it, but top contender in the world as a junior, and then you move in and you're fucking 100 kilos behind all the lads in the open. It's disheartening. But it's like we were talking about earlier, right? I think it's all a perspective thing. If you flip it on its head and look at it as okay, I am now shit again, because that's what most people will do. They go into the open and they're like, oh, now I used to be fucking third in the world and now I'm fucking 40th. But it's you can look at it like that and be disheartened and be like, oh, this is it, I might as well just quit while I'm ahead. Or you can look at this and be like, this is and how everyone should look at it is your actual powerlifting career starts when you're in the open. That's where it matters. As much as being a junior and a good junior is great, and it really helps you develop as a lifter, even when it comes to being competitive and stuff. Look at it as that. It's an opportunity. If you're in a position where you have the opportunity to actually be competitive on a world level or an international level as a junior, use that as okay, this is my warm up for in another 5 or 6 years time for when I'm in the open. I kind of know what to expect. I've been in that international warm up room around other lifters at a high level. It's an opportunity to get better. So I think that is the main thing that I've started doing recently. Instead of just looking at it oh, I'm shit, I'm it's fun again. You know what I mean? Because before, for me, when I was competitive as a junior, it was actually nerve-wracking because you put so much pressure on yourself. You're I've only got X amount of years left until I can try and achieve this and this and this by a junior. Whereas like now, I'm like, I've got fucking 15 years left
just
in the
grease
open.
the groove,
So it's like, so what if I want to, you know, not take training as seriously this year and ramp it up next year? It's like, there's not that pressure anymore because I'm not on as tight of a time scale.
Yeah.
So if anything, look at it as an opportunity just to get better. Like no matter where you go, there's going to be people better than you. It doesn't matter what age you are. Like even if you're, you know, competing at like the highest level as a junior, there's probably 10, 15 other juniors all around the world who don't even know what powerlifting is or didn't get the opportunity to qualify or in a different federation. So it's like, you know, there's always somebody stronger than you. It doesn't fucking matter. So I'm thinking like, look at it as an opportunity to just allow yourself to get better and like if you're competitive as a junior and you stick at it, you're 100% going to be competitive in the open. Maybe not at the same level, but eventually you will be. Like a perfect example is like Shell, who won Sheffield. Like he's been powerlifting for like 17, 18 years, something like that. And like he's always been good, but like if you look at him from where he was when he started, it never would have projected to him being where he is right now.
Yeah.
So I think that's like a huge thing as well. It's like just fucking stick at it. Like I don't know where I'm going to be in 5 years. I don't even know what weight class I'm going to be in, let alone how strong I am. So it's like, what's the point in putting pressure on myself and stressing about it like I did when I was a junior? Just fucking ride the wave and enjoy it, and don't put that pressure on yourself. I guess I'm trying to. Yeah, I think I don't want to waffle anymore, but I think that's the best.
I think you hit the nail on its head there. I think if you're a competitive junior and you're transitioning into becoming an open lifter, if you thought you were the shit as a junior, you're still that same person.
Yeah.
Your total is still the same total. You're still as good of a lifter. You might be slightly less competitive in the open against certain people, but those people that you're talking about being less competitive against, those people like still have their totals. Their total hasn't changed because you've become. They haven't gotten like better than you because you've become an open lifter. It's that was the same case. It was the same case a year before. You're the same person. It shouldn't change. I understand like the mentality that goes in around it, that we become like that you can become quite fixated on the fact that I'm the best in this category. But those people that are better than you were still better than you when you were in that category, when you were in that age range. If you think that you're really, really good then you're still really, really good now. And you just, the goal was always the same. The goal has never changed. Keep getting better.
And I think that this whole thing that we're just trying to get across and say there, this also applies to somebody going up a weight class.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
exactly.
Like,
it does.
it
does.
Yeah, I just want to get that out there as well. It's
like you don't have to
very,
cut weight to go, I'm going to be more competitive in that weight class. Maybe you could speak on that one at the moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like I was fully convinced that if I just got to sub 84, I would be third in the country. And like the getting there it just got too hard. And not even too hard because like I wouldn't consider myself someone that would like shy away from a challenge or like would be like a lazy person. It was just like it was costing me too much. Like I hated going into training. Like I couldn't go out, I couldn't socialize. Like it took me a year to drop 15 kilos and I still had another 7 or 8 to go. And I was like, at what cost?
Yeah.
And I actually had serious FOMO watching people in here, watching people online hitting PBs. And I was like, I have been at this for fucking 6 years. And here I am. Not there's anything wrong with it, but here I am. I felt like I was back in the same place. Like I felt like I was repping 130 and I was like, I am not someone who squats 130 for reps. Like I'm not like, and I know that I'd progressed further than that, but because I was so stalled where I was at, like I was fueling for training, but like not optimally. I was probably saving calories for like later in the day and things like that. Like I wasn't the best that I could be. And then I kind of sat down and I was like, okay, well, if I just look at the 84 plus class, and you know, there's definitely a lot to be said in terms of, I can obviously only speak for like, say, females and like what I've experienced, but it's like, oh, well, like 84 plus seems kind of endless in terms of what body weight you could be. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to kind of gain any more weight. So I was like, I don't really want to be in this class. I want to be in an under class. So I was like, what am I doing? But then I kind of looked and I was like, okay, I can be just as competitive in the 84 plus class if I actually just improve my total.
Yeah.
And stay the body weight that I am. So it's definitely nothing to be feared. And I think it's just time as well. Like I was looking at my, kind of like what you said about Adam Phillips, like I was looking at my quickest pathway to an Irish singlet, and I was like, okay, sub 84 is am I boring you?
Oh, you got
I was checking to see if there was any other questions, but it's actually expired.
That was so funny.
Can't. I mean, he's the one on his phone. I was checking for questions.
but
Don't be shifting the blame now. Don't be shifting the blame.
Could have
You're
just rolled with it.
No,
Yeah,
you're
you
like
could've
two
just kept
fucking
going.
schoolboys.
you
Yeah.
ruined it, mate. Fuck's sake.
Yeah,
You're like two fucking schoolboys. It's too easy.
shameful stuff.
Anyway, moral of the story: just give it time. If I tried to stop fast tracking my way to the finish line, like hopefully an Irish singlet will be there at some point. It's just when. And
Yeah.
me going down a weight class may not even guarantee it. So I'm making myself fucking miserable.
Yeah, don't make yourself miserable. Don't pigeonhole yourself. Don't pigeonhole yourself to an age category. Don't pigeonhole yourself to a weight class.
I think though, like that aged out like phrase really not bothers me, but does like bother me as well. It's like you don't fucking end it all when you hit 23. Like when the clock strikes 12,
Yep.
the night that you're 23, like your powerlifting career is not over.
Yep. Try being nearly 40.
You're a bit off 40. We had
I'm
this
not that-
talk.
I'm not
We
that
had
far
this
off,
chat
man.
during the week.
It's coming fast, Jack. And I stopped counting birthdays, bro. That's Jack. Have you got anything you want to add to that?
No, listen, you all hit it on. You all hit the nail on the head pretty well. I would just reiterate that it's all perspective. I feel like when people come out of their junior careers, like that's it's a good time for people to burn out, just because it's a big shift in life as well.
In general, yeah.
Yeah, because you see people
Yeah.
like they come out of college and they start working, or people maybe move country or move
Yeah.
to,
Relationships, that kind of stuff.
like there's so many things that are happening at that kind of period of time that it's kind of just hard to keep training hard, and you see an awful lot of people kind of burn out, but like as you all said pretty well, if you can just stay the course, if you just keep going, like
Absolutely.
nothing will change. Like you'll just get stronger. I know you're going up against some like bigger, stronger people, and the jump seems so much higher. But listen, they were all in the same situation 5, 10, 15 years ago.
Yeah.
And if you just keep at it, for another 5 years, you'll get stronger and you'll be in that talk of a great junior that bridged the gap and is now fighting for, podium spots or, hopefully even championships. Just like when you first got into the juniors, there was someone who was 4 years older than you
100%.
and they were so
Yeah.
much better. And you were able to go
you still
from
caught
there
them.
to here.
Yeah.
So you just have to do it again. I know it's hard. We were all in that situation, and even like Maeve said, like I'm in the open class as well, and there's people who are definitely stronger than me, but it can't stop you from your goals.
Yeah.
If you're in this sport because you love it, you're in it for the grind. I know it seems like a hard challenge, but just stay at it.
Yeah.
It's just time. Like
Yeah.
you will catch them if you just worry about the things that you can control, like your training, your sleep, everything like that. The PBs will come. You will get bigger. You'll get stronger, and at the end of the day, it'll all be all right.
Yeah, yeah. No, I think that's exactly it. I think it's like imagine Jack Kenny thinking he's shit because he's not better than Jesus. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the same thing. It's like, oh, I'm no good anymore because I'm in the open. Like it's, I understand it, but it's like if I heard you being like, oh, well, I may as well quit because I'm not Jesus, I'd be like, that is the most ridiculous thing.
Oh,
ever.
yeah.
Or like
But I think
Jordan Bright because she's not at Sheffield yet.
But that kind of hits the nail on the head, isn't it? It's like if you want to quit because people are better than you, then just fucking quit. Like,
Yeah,
'cause
sport is not the future.
it's always going to be
Life,
the
like,
case.
there's
There's
Like, you
always
know,
going to be someone.
when you hear
better.
people like that, when somebody new comes in the scene or something like that, and they're like, oh, fucking pack it in now because this person, it's like, man, if that doesn't motivate you, then fuck off out of the sport. Like, because like at the end of the day, if you like, I know now Sheffield's in the thing, but like if you come first at Worlds or if you come dead last, you get the same prize money at the end, which is fucking nothing.
Yeah,
do you know what I
zero,
mean?
yeah.
So it's like it makes no difference. So it's like, just be grateful that you're in the position to even be competitive, because there's a lot of people that would fucking kill just to be able to, get an Irish singlet. So like, be grateful if you are in that position where like you are that kind of person where you're aging out and you have to be, shit in the open for 2 years. Oh no, like fucking grow up. Like,
Yeah.
get over yourself. It's part of it. Like if you love the sport, it shouldn't be an issue. If anything, you should be delighted that you've got so much more time to progress and grow as a lifter within the sport
Yeah.
because it's great.
Yeah.
And that's it.
I agree. I'm finish it on this. I'd say it one last time. If you thought you were good as a junior, you thought you were the shit, then you're still the shit when you get into the open.
Yeah.
You're just not as good or as competitive up there yet. But if you believed that you were really, really good as a junior lifter because you were just good and you just saw yourself as a good lifter, you're still that lifter coming into the open.
You just don't change anything. Just
Keep going.
keep riding it
don't
out
stop.
and worry about yourself.
And like I say, keep going because you love it. If you're forcing yourself to fucking powerlift to, get to that position, like I said, we all get the same prize money at the end of the day. So like, don't kill yourself over something that is really not rewarding at all. Like
exactly,
it really isn't. Unless the reward is competing and hitting PBs and just enjoying the time that you're there.
Yeah. No.
Focus on that.
Any other questions, Jack?
No, that's
That's
it.
it. Thank you very much, lads, for sending in those questions. Before we go into anything else, I want to do a little taste test here. I said I heard there was a new fulfill
fucking
bar was out.
starving, thank
Yeah,
God.
you got a fulfill bar here. We're just going to go sharesies because if I eat an entire fulfill bar, it's going to be a bad time for my pants.
Oh.
So
Charming.
I have here.
Need to try
I've got the. Alex is over with the my
Cappuccino
fitness
flavor.
Yeah, we've got the cappuccino flavor
Are
fulfill bars.
you,
And we
are
got
you scanning
rain.
it?
Track and half it.
The
Yeah.
new
Fucking
Rain
man.
Storms
You just
clean
send it on
energy.
to all of us there, yeah.
Say on the macros.
Got a peach nectarine and Valencia orange. We can share these. We've shared worse.
Yeah, we have. Yeah.
Fucking yeah.
yeah.
Oh, I don't like the inside of this.
Joy.
It just looks a bit funny. Hold on.
I think the idea
So-
of a coffee like
smells very
flavored
coffee.
chocolate bar.
I know it's like
I had the peach rain before.
Oh yeah, the Valencia orange is actually pretty class. Very orangey. Oh,
It's actually the exact same as all
This
the other
just
fucking
reminds me
chocolates. They're all the exact
of
same thing.
the ASMR food videos. When people just eat into the mics.
oh stop.
So creepy.
actually orange.
Yeah.
Orange one's good. What's the caffeine content in them?
Same as
Same as
Monster.
Monster.
It's like 32 milligram per 100 mils. There's like
I think
Where is it?
110 or 112 in this.
Yeah.
That just tastes like a fizzy orange. Remember that?
I've had this one already.
Remember Tommy from Love Hate?
Oh, yeah.
There's
But all he
a
wants is a
green
fizzy
one as well.
orange.
and
All he
it's
wants is a
fucking
fizzy orange.
terrible.
Can I get you anything, Tommy?
Fizzy orange.
The peach is alright. The orange is better.
You try orange.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, the orange is banging.
Fucking spit.
I like that orange.
I haven't tried that yet, but I'll finish this first.
You know what? I could leave the full bar. I could leave the peach.
I rate this. I rate the orange.
The Valencia orange.
That's
I like
good.
that.
The peach. The peach is nice.
It's random. I probably wouldn't buy it, but I would buy that. I'd leave them like in my fridge at home.
I
There's
feel
a,
like that peach is very similar to the peachy keen monster.
yeah.
It's very similar.
There's a kiwi and apple one, and it's fucking cat. Don't buy it.
Well,
It's
that's actually
actually
kinda nice.
disgusting. It's so bad.
Yeah, I
But
didn't
these
see
two
it.
are good.
Yeah, especially the orange. I rate the orange. Highly recommend.
There's no taste of coffee after this as well.
No,
This is just chocolate.
we're going to be pressed for time, so I was going to cover things we wish we knew before we started powerlifting, but that could take
I
us.
think we kind of
I feel like we
kind of
did.
covered that.
And we've
there
covered
anyway.
quite a bit of it. So, what I do want to do is get into. Alex wasn't here with us for the salt test. I'd already had them
Lucky him.
activated, so we needed to strike while the iron was hot. But it's Alex's turn, so we'll get him started.
Start with the monster. I wish we started with that.
So, Jamie, if you could just make sure the camera is on Alex. We're going to start with the
I usually have a good tolerance for smelling salts.
the Obsidian Menthol
Stuff up my
Regret
nose.
Class A smelling salts. Give it a shake. Get that down, you know.
That's it, son. Get it in you.
It's supposed to menthol.
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't that bad. You had a pretty good
It's not,
reaction.
no, it's not that bad. It's actually, do you know what I find with these ones? It's actually the fucking sting that you get in
Yeah.
your nose. It's not even
vapor, yeah, it
the
comes-
actual fucking like salt itself. I took a whiff off this cap before we started. Fucking, yeah, this is gonna fucking hurt. Like, that is so like, oh, it sounds like spicy. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't get it. It stings too much to get White Monster
It's
on.
like it's just
Yeah.
so painful.
I feel like when that
Like,
dies
well,
down.
When you
I
did
don't
it the
think it
second
smells
time,
like
did you
Jack
get
Kenny
White
at
Monster
all.
off?
Yeah. What's that?
I don't think it smells like Jack Kenny at all.
Hey, yeah,
It'll wake you up.
All right.
Oh, wait till you try this one.
Now, Alex, this one comes in a glass bottle, so I wouldn't recommend this for comp day because you're going to fire it back off your handler.
You'd have to be wearing a baseball glove to catch this thing.
This one. Oh man, they chose violence on this one. This is all right. Now, Alex, we all took a massive slap off it. This is how we're going to wrap the
it's good.
episode. No, you'll see the video. We we did.
That's good.
Don't be shy with it. Get in there. Get in close to the mic and let right into the wheels fall off. Alex, get in there. Oh wow!
I actually think the monster one is worse.
Really?
Genuinely
Whoa.
think the monster one is worse.
Give me that Bud Light one.
Way
again.
worse.
I'm gonna have to-
Again, we're all hitting.
I'm
the
still
baby already
crying.
again.
No, I am not doing that again.
What? You?
The monster one is way worse.
I don't know. More like when you get under it,
Yeah. No,
you can
it
just get the
burns.
vapor straight up.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you were like sent to
I'm
God
not
last
doing
night.
that again.
Go on, Maeve.
No.
I'll let you know. I'll be honest.
I
with you, if
genuinely
it's-
think this was way fucking worse.
He still hits hard. Maybe not as hard as last week.
Oh my God!
Sean, your feet were even going.
You done the Maeve tappy toe.
Oh, I did, yeah. That one.
Give me that one again.
Oh, Alex,
Try
what's
and
wrong
get
with
it,
you,
yeah.
bro?
No,
like,
I'm just,
try and get it
yeah,
under you,
I
like.
don't know. I feel
How
like
did you?
that one's way worse.
He's tricking us. He's pretending.
There we go. There we go. Pad would bleed.
Because I couldn't breathe.
Yeah, that one's way worse. Fuck me.
Oh yeah.
Oh, folks,
Yeah, it hits like a fucking train, doesn't it?
Oh my God.
that is it for another
I actually
episode
couldn't breathe
of the
there.
Lift Era podcast. Thank you for joining us.
Somebody
If you
throw
made
me
it
out my
this far,
inhaler.
be sure to
Jesus Christ. Sorry.
like, comment, subscribe. Check us out on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify. I've been your host, Ian. This is Maeve. This is Jack. And
Not him.
Go on.
this is Alex.
You know what?
Until the next one, that's it. That's a wrap. Shinay. We're out. Peace.
Sláinte.
Oh, boys.